organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
On today's edition of Daily Iowan TV, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump take the stage at the second presidential debate. And later in the show, we find out how you can get your vote in early this year.
Floyd is home. Find out the details on Iowa football's close game.
Also, Iowa volleyball looks to make their 2-game win streak to 4.
All the biggest stories and more coming up. Stay right here. Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good morning, Iowa City, and thanks for joining us this Monday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Nikki Crossway. The 2016 election has been the talk of the weekend more than ever after Donald Trump's lewd comments about women. A video leak this weekend features Trump on a bus for Access Hollywood in 2005, along with Billy Bush, who was the host of the show at the time. In the video, Trump is heard saying that because of his star status, he felt entitled to sexually assault any woman that he wants. Trump later issued an apology, but has now lost many of his remaining Republican supporters, such as Arizona Senator John McCain. Last night, the issue was discussed at the second presidential debate, and we have our very own political editor, Mitch McAndrew, with a full recap.
Thanks, Nikki. That's right. Not even 10 minutes into the debate, and the candidates were already slinging attacks and counters over the Trump tapes. Now, these were Hillary Clinton's first public comments since the tapes were released over the weekend. She said that the comments made Trump unfit to be president. Trump countered by saying that his comments were just words and that he was misunderstood. He also criticized Bill Clinton's alleged infidelity, saying that Clinton's were far worse. Now, once all that was over with, the candidates took some time to talk about the tax code, the conflict in Syria, and their proposed stances on immigration. But perhaps the hardest question of the night came from an audience member at the end of the debate who asked which attributes each candidate respected most in their opponent. Trump countered by saying that he respected Clinton's tenacity, and Clinton said that she respected Trump's children. Thanks, Nikki. Back to you.
With the election looming ever closer, many University of Iowa students will face their first ever election as voters. For some, November can't come soon enough. Daily Iowan TV's Chris Cervantes has more on the subject of early voting.
29 days. That is how long we have to wait to elect a new president of the United States. Or is it? Across Iowa City, chances are emerging for students and citizens to not only rock the vote early, but register as well. This is a move that many describe as critical.
So Iowa's been rated the #1 state where the millennial vote could sway the election. We have a critical election this year, and as many students as we turn out, the better. We're out here every day making sure everybody is hearing the message.
It's important for everyone to vote, and particularly for the young people who are going to be, starting their post-college lives now.
While there remains the rumor of millennial cynicism, local organizations are not deterred.
I know that here in Iowa especially, we are probably pretty tired of this political season. We've been hearing about it for 2 years or more. Millennials are a very, very big voter bloc, and we're some of the most apathetic voters in any age group. And so ensuring that millennials and students get their votes out early means that our voices are actually being heard.
Registration and early voting is easy and can be done at the Iowa City's Auditor's Office from 7:45 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Reporting from Iowa City, this is Chris Cervantes, Daily Iowan TV.
Well, the political climate has been all over the place lately, but the weather here in Iowa City has been pretty consistent. For more, we've got Becca Scadden standing by in the weather studio. How's the weather shaping up, Becca?
Well, Nikki, we're off to a bit of a cooler start this morning, but temperatures should be warming up to around 72 degrees as the day goes on. Tonight, be on the lookout for cloudy skies and temperatures around 65 degrees. Tomorrow morning will be colder again with partly cloudy skies and temperatures in the upper 40s. Let's take a look at the rest of our week. Wednesday, we can expect temperatures to take a dip with a 50% chance of showers and a high of 62 with a low of 38 degrees. Thursday, we're looking at sunny skies, but cooler temperatures with a high of only 57. Friday, we're seeing partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the upper 50s for most of the day. Saturday, things will start to warm up, but be on the lookout for some thunderstorms. Happy Monday, Hawkeyes. Nikki, back to you.
The Johnson County Sheriff's Office announced that the death of a student in the Iowa River last month was caused by intoxication. University of Northern Iowa student Nathan Tweet's body was recovered after drowning in the river several weeks ago near the Benton Street Bridge. Officials say witnesses saw Tweet clearly drunk and confused. A witness testified Tweet went into the water alone and that no evidence of foul play was involved. The infamous Kinnick House has faced more opposition from nearby residents. Manville Heights residents are sung in the Iowa City Board of Adjustment over a couple's plans to build a house modeled after Kinnick Stadium. Locals have expressed fears that the house will be harmful for the safety of the community as they worry it would become a party house and create challenges with traffic. While Iowa City officials say the building meets Iowa City standards, neighbors hope the lawsuit will prevent construction on the home. While there was plenty of action surrounding Kinnick House case, the action for the Hawks this weekend wasn't inside Kinnick itself, but rather in Minnesota. For more, we've got Ashlyn Bauer and Colin Murphy in the sports studio. What's going on, guys?
Thanks, Nikki. Well, Colin, the Hawks did get the W this weekend, and they took Floyd home, and that's pretty much all that matters, even though it was a close game.
You know, definitely, Ashton. Once again, the offense looked pretty sluggish, but the defense came to play, and like you said, the W is really all that matters.
I agree. It was the classic rivalry trophy game, and Iowa wasn't going to let this one slip away.
First quarter, Iowa tries to go for their first long field goal of the year, but Miguel Racinos comes up way short and keeps the game 0-0.
Into the second quarter, Iowa will try again with a 22-yard field goal by Keith Duncan. It's good and puts up Iowa 3-0.
Still in the second and ending the half, we see true freshman Manny Rugamba get his first interception of his collegiate career. Iowa up 3-0 going into the half.
Third quarter, Iowa settles for another field goal by Duncan to put Iowa up 6. But Minnesota answers right back with a 9-yard run into the end zone by Shannon Brooks to put up the Gophers 7-6.
We don't see anyone else score again until the fourth quarter when Iowa's Akram Wadley finally finds a hole to go 54 yards for the touchdown. Rashawn Daniels gets a little action too as Iowa goes for the 2-point conversion to put them ahead 14-7.
Minnesota does get into the red zone on the last play of the game, but great coverage by Greg Mabin gives Iowa the go-ahead win while taking back Floyd for their second year in a row.
Feels really good to come out with the victory. Feels good to celebrate after the victory in the locker room with your teammates, and we're definitely going to enjoy this one.
It's big. Finally getting the win on one of these close games is big for us. Right now we're 0-2 in close games, and well, not 0-2, we're 1-2 really, but we needed this one. Needed to get back on the winning streak and realize what it feels like to win and enjoy these and celebrate in the locker room with your teammates.
Obviously, the Iowa defense played a huge role in this game as they allowed Minnesota only 7 points. Katie Sexshow has more.
Going into Saturday, Minnesota was favored. They had been averaging 439 yards and 26 first downs per game. But the Iowa defense wasn't going to have that.
We went back to work this week in practice and really just tried to hone those things in, and it paid off today. We were a lot more disciplined, stayed in our gaps, just played better team football, just leveraged the football better, and stopping the run game's huge, and that's what we pride ourselves in, and we were just better today, and it paid off.
We're just out there having fun. We put that emphasis on it too this week. Just go out there having fun, just being live and having a lot of energy.
In the first quarter alone, the Iowa defense forced 1 fumble, 4 3-and-outs, and shut down Mitch Leidner in the pass game. At the half, Minnesota remained scoreless.
I mean, we had confidence after those couple of those 3-and-outs, and it just made us play even better coming to the next couple stops we had, and people were just feeling good about themselves.
But after Minnesota scored 1 touchdown, the role of Iowa's defense became more important than ever. After Iowa's second interception of the day and a 3-and-out from the Hawks, Minnesota made it into the red zone pretty quickly. But when 4th down came around, Greg Mabin was ready.
I knew the ball was coming my way before they even snapped it. But, as soon as he broke to the inside, I was still underneath. And then once he broke out to the corner or to the pylon, that's when I knew the ball had to be in the air. So, I just tried to see, his eyes, play through his hands, and just make a play on it.
This win, defines our season. Like I said, only we can define, our season. We define what kind of team we want to be. And today we played a really good game, both sides, offense, defense, and special teams. We did what we had to do, like I said, come out here. Main purpose was to come get the win and get the trophy back in the locker rooms.
Altogether, the Iowa defense allowed only 13 first downs and 268 yards, and they got to bring Floyd back to Iowa City for another year. Reporting from TCF Bank Stadium, this is Katie Sextro, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Iowa goes on the road again this weekend at Purdue.
Another sport that got a W this weekend was Iowa volleyball. The Hawkeyes look to continue their 2-game win streak into 4.
They hosted Purdue and Indiana this weekend. I was at Carver Hawkeye Arena to give you the recap. The Iowa volleyball team kicked off a weekend series Friday night as they hosted the number 17th ranked Purdue Boilermakers. The Hawkeyes came out rocking, taking the first set from the Boilermakers 25-22. The nationally ranked Boilermakers then started to find their groove, taking the second set 27-25 and the third set 25-20. Needing to win the last 2 sets to take the match, the Hawks turned it up a notch after a pep talk with head coach Bon Szymanski.
At the start of the 4th set, I talked to him about, Jess really being our grunt leader. I was like, it's time, that kind of just letting out that big yell every time you swing. You got to give it everything you got.
The Hawkeyes close out the match, winning the last 2 sets 25-21 and 15-13 to take the match.
This is the best that we've ever played. This is the best that the program's ever looked. And we're just hoping to go forward from here.
A thrilling upset for the Hawkeyes over the nationally ranked Purdue Boilermakers Friday night at Carver Hawkeye Arena. But head coach Bon Szymanski, despite loving his team's performance, was quick to turn the page to the next team, the Indiana Hoosiers. Needless to say, his team was ready for the challenge. The Hawkeyes did not seem to have any upset hangover, coming out Saturday night against the Hoosiers and beating them in 3 sets by a score of 26-24, 25-19, and 25-14.
I think in the preseason we kind of scratched the surface of what our potential could be, and now we're digging a little bit deeper. And like what Loxley said, we're molding into the team that we know that we can be, and there will still be improvements along the way.
Nothing's easy in the Big Ten. A 3-0 victory anytime we can get it. I don't care in or out of conference play. That's a good fortitude by our group to focus all the way through.
After a weekend sweep, there is no doubt about this team's confidence going forward. Reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Colin Murphy, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The Hawkeyes will look to extend their Big Ten win streak to 6 games as they hit the road to play Maryland and Ohio State.
The Iowa soccer team played at Wisconsin on Sunday. The Hawks fell to the Badgers 0-1.
They continue Big Ten play this coming week at home on Thursday versus Northwestern. Tomorrow we will have your field hockey recap for the weekend.
But for now, that's all we have for you in the sports studio. Back to you at the desk.
This weekend, the Iowa City Book Festival helped to celebrate our city as one of the most literary in the nation. This year, the festival was expanded to a record 6 days. The festival included a variety of vendors, events, and public readings, including a sold-out reading at the Anglet Theater from young adult fantasy author Rick Riordan. The event gave local writers a chance to have their novels receive some exposure from the public and readers a chance to discover something new. That will conclude our broadcast on Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check out our website, dailyiowan.com, for all the latest stories, and tune in every day at 8:30 a.m. for Daily Iowan TV. I'm Nikki Crossway. Have a great day, Iowa City.